Hi, this is CK at CK Education, and today I want to talk um, about boys and raising boys. I focus a lot on raising boys because I have a much better understanding of raising boys than girls. I don't have any girls. I have two sons, and of course I was a boy once, and so I understand that psyche of guys and of boys and sons, and so. I don't try to talk about things that I don't know anything or I don't have. I wouldn't say anything, but I like to talk about things that I think I know well. And so when I today I want to talk about because I made some other videos about three things or four things that boys need from their dads and on and why boys become problems, and these are videos I made. But today I want to talk about tough love. Now you may have heard this phrase a lot, tough love. I think the problem is, and in my observation and in my years of working with teenagers and a lot of boys, I don't know, thousands, probably. I mean, maybe not, certainly nearly 1,000. I don't know if thousands, but over the last 25 years. Now, I've been teaching students, teenagers for about the last 10, 11, 12 years. But before that, when I was a youth director in Seattle, I worked with a lot of teenagers. So I've been around teenagers a lot. Like I've worked with them. I understand what's going on in their heads and how they work. But what I see a lot of dads do is that they are not so bad at being tough, but they find it more difficult to love, and certainly in expressing their love. And so, but it's so important that you need both. I think that with guys, you got to show them tough love. But sometimes the tough part gets emphasized too much. You got to be tough on them. Yes, I think to a certain extent you have to be tough on them. But you have to balance that with the love. If you're only tough on them and you don't love, now when I say you don't love them, you say, well, of course I love my son. Of course I love my kid. Does your son know that though? Do you show affection to your son or your sons? Do you tell them that you love them? Do you support them? Do you talk to them? Do you spend time with them? If I ask your sons, do you know that your dad loves you? How does your dad show his love for you? Well, I don't know. My dad and I, we don't really talk much, or I don't know. I think he loves me, but would they say that? Or would they say, oh, there's no doubt my dad loves me. And we spent a lot of time together. Love being with my dad. And one of the things that you can tell from a son is when you ask kids, like, you guys, do you hang out with your dad a lot? Like, do you talk to him a lot? Nah, predominantly the answer that I get is not really. I mean, we used to kind of, but not so much anymore. And these are sort of more the answers I get. And we talk once in a while, but like especially when I get bad grades or something, he talks to me. No, I'm talking about like a heart-to-heart talk. I'm talking about, does your dad tell you frequently that he loves you, that he shows affection, that he spends time, he takes time to spend with you guys and with you, and do you just love spending time with your dad? And predominantly sons say, I don't know, we just, my dad's really busy. They say the same excuses that the dads have told them. They wish they could spend more time with their dads, but hey, dad's busy. Dad's always busy. Dad says that to the son, so the son says that to other people. My dad would like to, I'm sure I would like to, but he's always busy. Okay. But I think that it's important that you do both. Now, if I had to pick one, should I be tough or should I love my kids? And which way should I lean towards? Definitely love. Showing affection, telling them how much you love them, how proud you are of them, that you're in their corner, you're on their side, and that you will sacrifice things for them, that you will sacrifice sometimes money so you can spend more time with them, that sometimes you will sacrifice your friends so that you can spend more time with your kids, and that you so enjoy doing things with your sons. That do your kids think that of you, Daddy? Do your sons, would your sons say that about you, Dad? And so, and I think that is the telling part when you talk to the kids. Now, you look in the mirror and you ask yourself, well, I don't know, what would my son say about me? What would my son think about my relationship with him or his relationship with me? And this may sound a little bit blunt, but that relationship between that dad and the son, that is 100% up to you, dad. Okay, that is 100% up to you. If the relationship between you and your son is not good, that is 100% your fault. Okay, because this kid did not ask to be your son. This kid did not ask to be born into this world, but you brought him into this world. And from the day that your son was born until today, you had the responsibility of raising him, of guiding him, of teaching him, of mentoring him, of loving him, of all these things, or of neglecting him, of discouraging him, of putting him down, making him feel like a second-class citizen, on and on. So if the relationship is really good, that's on you, Dad. Wonderful job. If the relationship is bad, that's on you, Dad. You got to fix it. And how do I fix it? There are other, there's videos that I made specifically about this. And I even gave a specific example about how a terrible dad won his son's heart back in a year. And there's a video like that. So I encourage you to watch those. But look, dads have to take responsibility for the relationships they have with their sons. Don't put it off on and don't blame, well, it was their friends. He was, he had bad influences. Who let them have those kind of friends? Why would your son choose those kind of friends? Because they find something lacking at home, probably. Okay, so I think it's so important that dads, yes, be tough so that they can become stronger. Not tough to break them down. Not tough to discourage them. Tough to show them life is tough, kid. Sometimes it's like that. Sometimes it doesn't always go your way. Sometimes you don't want to do it, but you still have to do it. Sometimes it's not fun, but you still have to finish a task. Sometimes you got to do things and do it without complaining. Yes, sometimes there's pain and sometimes there's sacrifice, but sometimes those things have to be made in order for you to get results. So you teach them those things, but you also spend a lot of time telling them how proud you are, how much you love them. You look at them in the eye and you have heartfelt conversations and you spend the time. Yes, you sacrifice time with your own friends. You sacrifice work time to spend more time with your boys. It is so important to them. I think the greatest compliment that a son can give his father is when the son is older and doesn't live at home anymore, doesn't have to live at home anymore, has his own family, and somebody asks the son, hey, what would you do if you could do anything? And the son says, man, I wish I could spend more time with my dad. I wish I could spend more time with my dad. And I've heard some very famous athletes and celebrities and people who, when interviewed, this is exactly what they said. And I said, man, their fathers must be so proud. What did the fathers do to warrant that kind of praise, that kind of desire? That the sons, even if they make all the money in the world, they have everything they have, everything they want, and yet when asked, what would you do if you could do anything? They say, I just spend more time with my dad. What a wonderful compliment. And so I think to get that, to raise that kind of son and to instill that kind of desire in a son, we have to do our part. We got to sow the right seeds, and we got to make sure that we put in the time and we talk with them and we show affection. We tell them how much we love them, and we love them with all our hearts, and not just with our hearts, but in our actions and our words. And so, dads, I'm talking to you. Now, if you're a single mom and dad is not in the house, and it's good to have a if you can find a good father figure. But moms, it's the same thing. If dad is not there, your husband's not there, you got to show them tough love. Yes, you got to be tough. You can't just baby them because they don't have a dad, because the world is tough and they have to learn to be tough. But yes, you still got to love them. It's so important. So I think the same message goes, but especially if you're a dad, this is something so critical. So I hope you take that to heart, as I do every day, so that we can become better dads. Better dads produce better sons, and better sons make the world better. So I hope we'll all give it our best shot to do that. So, hey, thanks for listening and thanks for watching this video up to this point as always. And until my next video, I hope you stay well.